Long live the king, and all the loyalists too. A loyalist view by Master Jet Hill. In the events leading up to the American Revolution, I firmly believe that the loyalists in Great Britain were right. To begin with, Parliament and King George tried to maintain the peace they had established with the unappreciative colonists by taking away unfair policies and taxes. The British government removed almost all taxes except for the minute tax on British tea. But this was not good enough, apparently. The colonists had it very easy, in my opinion, compared to our current tax situation. Today, we pay taxes on food, clothing, cars, inheritance, and our homes and land property. The colonists had it even easier than their British counterparts in the motherland. Citizens of Britain had to pay taxes even on windows. How absurd is that? So I believe that the colonists had no reason to be ungrateful for the limited taxation upon them. I stand upon the belief that in the Boston Tea Party, the Patriots had no right whatsoever to recklessly dump the abundance of tea they did into the Boston Harbor. The Patriots, including Paul Revere, Sam Adams, and John Hancock, dumped 342 chests of expensive tea, $1,700,000 worth, into the Boston Harbor on December 16, 1773. The Sons of Liberty, as they call themselves, wasted all the tea as they tossed it into the harbor in front of a large crowd, as if it were a show. Not only did they toss the tea, they disguised themselves as Mohawk Indians to keep them unrecognizable. Then the colonists complained about the punishment of the closing of the harbor, which was only in place until the tea was paid for, which seems very reasonable in my opinion. They deserved a much larger punishment, I believe, than what they received. Oh, the Boston Massacre. More of a one-sided riot, I say. It all started when a wigmaker's apprentice falsely claimed that Captain John Preston, a devout redcoat commander, owed his master money on a debt. There was a heated exchange of words, and the apprentice hostilely threatened the redcoat sentry verbally. Then it turned physical. After a bout of pushing and shoving, initiated by the apprentice, the redcoat felt he had to defend himself. So he struck the apprentice over the head with the butt of his musket. I would have done the exact same to protect myself from further harm. Then the apprentice managed to rally the entire town to back him and take revenge upon the redcoat. The redcoat recognized what was soon to happen, so he called 6 other redcoats, including Captain John Preston, to help him. The colonists attacked with rocks, clubs, swords, daggers, and oyster shells. Yet they considered themselves harmless. You've got to be bloody kidding me! The redcoats were split up during the ambush, as they did not initiate the fight. If I were being pinned against the wall with armed patriot criminals in front of me, I would shoot my musket out of protection, without a doubt. If you did not fire upon them, then you must have a bloody death wish. In the famous engraving of the Boston Massacre by the well-known patriot Paul Revere, Revere took it much too far. He turned logical and unorganized protection into a planned and bloodthirsty case of manslaughter. In the engraving, blood is gushing out of colonist bodies in such a rendering that it could not be possible. There was also a gun sticking out of the second-story window of Butcher's Hall, which was actually Captain John Preston's residence. and that is not historically accurate. So both of these facts show that this representation of what happened was blown way out of proportion. Not only did Revere exaggerate what was there, he fabricated details that were not true and did not tell the actual story of how it all truly happened. I still remain confidently convicted that Great Britain and her loyalists were right in the events that led up to the American Revolution. As we still say, stay calm and loyalists live on. Cheerio!